First and foremost, just being a dad, you understand the value of what being a father means and how important it is for your kids to understand that the love and the sacrificing your time for your children, and that's really what it's all about.
What was the driving force behind creating this event?
Well, I think All Pro Dad just does a great job of just getting the parents and fathers specifically engaged with their kids. It's not about the job title or the money they make or the toys that you give them. It's just being engaged, being present, and finding ways to suit their needs. And I think that'll just continue. And this organization does a great job with that.
Connor, what's it like to actually have this event here too?
Oh, of course. Well, it's his home, right? I mean, it's just familiar ground. So, two things I'm greatly passionate about: Carolina football and being a father. So I think this is going to be a wonderful event, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be here.
How's fatherhood changed you?
Oh, for the better. It started with my little girl, which I thought I wanted a boy, and then the flip switched, and I love my little girl, and she has taught me more than I think I've taught her sometimes, and now I have a little boy, so I think I may be retired, but we'll see. But it's been great, man. It's completely changed my perspective of life and really reprioritize my values in life.
What do you hope the fathers and the kids take away from this event today?
Really, I just hope, like I said, just be present, make memories, cherish those moments with their dad, understand how incredible of an opportunity it is for them, and also how incredible their dad is to do this on a Saturday morning and to do things like this to continually get engaged with their children.
Connor, how things going at Furman? I guess how you working into this coaching role? What have you learned so far?
Yeah, it's been a great transition. I think as any athlete and competitor, it's kind of a tough pill to swallow, hanging up to cleats, but it's been a fun ride with Furman so far, and we're just all anxious to get on the football field and get the season rolling.
What did you learn from your NFL experiences that can help you in your Furman?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing was beyond the X's and O's, the game playing on a high level, is I went 3 straight years of being on the injured reserve, so it's just understanding how to persevere through some adversity and taking the most out of every situation, remaining positive. And those 3 years, it was almost like a coaching role. I did some of the things that our starting quarterback wanted me to do, and those things will translate into coaching.
Do you ever wonder what if you didn't get injured as frequently?
I think I couldn't do that to myself. In the back of your mind, maybe, but I promise you I learned more from those 3 years being on IR than I probably ever could playing. So everything happens for a reason, and God has me where He wants me. So I'm good.
Everyone knows you as a quarterback. What's it like being a tight ends coach?
Different. I have a pretty good perspective of the tight end position from a quarterback perspective, but it's been a learning curve. But the great thing about that is I have a great tight end room, and I have a lot of experienced coaches that help, and the great resources, and I'll continue to build on that knowledge, and I certainly have some knowledge to share myself.
Even in Pee-wees, did you ever play tight end?
No, that's maybe one of the positions I never played. So, like I said, it'll be a great learning and building opportunity for me, and so it's been a good transition into that role.
I wonder how much do you enjoy recruiting? I mean, you once being recruited, now you're on the other.
Which I think helps going through it. And recruiting has changed so much, even since when I came out of high school with mainstream social media, and which has helped. But it's also there's some things that you wish would change about it. But it's been fun. I have familiar areas. I have the Midlands recruiting, which is easy enough, and then where I'm from in Northeast Georgia. So it's been fun, and I'll continue to learn how to recruit better. But I think with that it's just relationships, like anything else, and building a relationship with an 18-year-old and having the opportunity to shape him and mold him and hopefully get him to your campus.
And now that he's got a season and a half under his belt.
Well, I just think there's just going to be a bit more high expectations, and forget that he's only played for 2 years because he's beyond his years. And I think the greatest thing about him is his leadership skills and his maturity level at the age he is. And he's got 2 years under his belt now, and I think everyone expects big things out of him and the Gamecocks this year. And I think they'll shock a lot of people.
A lot of people expected big things out of you too. So how do you handle that?
Mine was a little bit different circumstances. I just played at the right time. There was a lot of guys around me that are all over the NFL field right now that made me look a lot better than I was, but we had high expectations in the 4 years that we were there, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And hopefully we'll build on that, and I think Coach Muschamp has done a great job of getting the right people in the building to do that.
Speaking of Coach Muschamp, just what kind of relationship have you been able to form with him since?
Yeah, I've been able to spend some time with Coach Muschamp. We were just in Columbia at a charitable event not too long ago, and he's a he's a great person, values people, relationships, and obviously a quality football coach. So I think he's done a great job with the transition and building the culture of South Carolina football.
Obviously, coaching's in your blood. I mean, you see yourself being a head coach one day?
Maybe. I think, man, 6 months is all I've been in so far. So maybe somewhere down the line, I think being in the tight end, like we were talking about, will only help, for future situations and understanding the intent of play calling and different roles in the field. So it'll be fun.
How about your head coach, Coach Spurrier? How much has he shaped you as a coach?
Yeah, there's so many things that you could take away from Coach Spurrier on and off the field. I mean, you could just write a book on some of the antics that he's had for my 4 years. But the greatest thing about him, he's such a competitor and he demands perfection. Someone who's been there at every level and succeeded. So does a great job of maximizing his players, and he definitely got the best out of me. So very appreciative of him.
How much have you talked to him since he got his new coaching job?
Yeah, we've talked a few times since he took the role in Orlando, and I wish him nothing but the best. And I think everyone's excited for him to be back on the sidelines, so it'll be fun.
Did he try to get you maybe that?
He asked if I was interested, and I think my body is thanking me that I'm on the sidelines coaching instead of playing.